Wait, oh. We starting already? Hey, CJ! Hey, where's CJ at? Oh. We starting? Alright, give me 5 minutes. Wait, hey, come on. Yeah, we started. Hey, go. I'm up.
What's up, pedestrians, and welcome back to another episode of Word on the Streets. I'm one of your hosts, Deja Peters.
I'm another host, Cedric Joe.
And I'm another host, Noah Abbott.
And we have a special guest with us today. We're gonna let you introduce yourself.
What's going on, y'all? It's Josh Coleman, CEO of Cohesive Group, athlete, all around guy. Yeah. And thank you for bringing me on the show today.
No problem.
Thank you for coming on.
Yeah, I mean, this episode, you feel me? It's a little different. It's exciting. You know what I'm saying? Because we've covered the actors and you know stuff that's in the business that I'm in. But you know, I feel like we're getting a little bit more on the athletic side and the sports side of things. So which y'all will see a lot. You know what I'm saying? So like, tell us a little more about yourself. Like, what do you do? Like,
well, like I said, I'm Josh. I'm 18 years old from Los Angeles, California. Grew up in the Inglewood area, so Inglewood, Los Angeles, whatever. But
Absolutely.
City of Champions.
Exactly. Let's see. I'm a middle child, so I got an older sister and a younger brother. My older sister has 2 degrees. She's 2-time HBCU graduate, so she went to Pine Bluff and just got her master's from Morehouse College, Morehouse School of Medicine. Got a younger brother who's an up-and-coming football player, has a few scholarship offers right now as a freshman. Got Liberty, Colorado State, so he's blowing up. But I'm just the kid who's always love to have fun, love to be around by my friends and family, love to travel. So yeah, that's a little bit about who I am.
Wow. That's great. So like, where did you go to school at? So
starting from what grade?
Starting from, let's start. Just give us a breakdown.
All right. So like I said, I'm from Inglewood. So if you're from Inglewood, you know that Kids Castle is a preschool.
That's where I went.
You went to Kids?
Okay. All right.
It's gonna be a good episode. Okay. So I went to Kids Castle for preschool and kindergarten.
Okay.
Let's see. Moms and pops used to move around so much. So I went to St. Jerome for elementary school, so 3rd to 5th, and I went to middle school at Transfig. So I was in Leimert Park before these. I was in Leimert Park. And then for high school, I went to St. Bernard for 2 years, and I transferred to Dorsey. So I was in the inner city, and that's pretty much how my school is. When I graduated in 3.5 years, so I'm already done with high school. Wow. So that's pretty much how it's been for me.
That's cool. So tell us about your sports agency. Like, what do you do? What is your focus? What is the target? Like,
right. So Cohesive Group, aka Cohesive, is a up and coming agency because I'm not officially an agent yet, but it's an up and coming agency that manages high school and college athletes as well as entertainers and influencers. So we go from football players, basketball players, to actors, singers, TikTok stars, whatever it is. And basically what my goal is for right now is to help them get NIL deals as college and high school athletes can finally capitalize off their name. So that's my deal, my goal for them, to help them get sponsorships and deals like that, as well as the media influencers and things like that. Try to help them get deals and sponsorships. How can they boost their platform and boost their name? So that's kind of where I'm at right now, but that's the goal for me.
Okay. Wow. And when was this founded? Like, when did you?
So it started in 2016 as a family brand. So we were all at the table having a family meeting, and we are trying to figure out, what can we do as a family in the clothing world to, stand out and be different. So we came up with the name Cohesive, got some hoodies made, sweatsuits made, and that was our thing until I started growing up learning about like agency and sports like that. So I kind of wanted to take over. So my dad had bought the LLC for it, got that. He ended up making me the CEO of it, so it's in my name.
Wow.
And
that's great.
I'd say in 2018 was when we were like, okay, this is going to be a long time business. So that's kind of where the Cohesive thing came from.
Yeah.
Wow.
I heard you say like you help like college players and stuff make money off their name and what they stand for and stuff like that. Has it been easier now because it's kind of new that now that they're able to get paid in college?
Right.
Now that is it more like beneficial or like how is it now? Is it
So I'm wearing my guys right now. This is the Fab Five. So these are the 5 athletes, the 5 high school athletes that I manage.
Okay.
Aaron Jet White, Jacob Coleman, Kobe Boykin, Jordan Anderson, and Haran Scooter Jackson. So those are the 5 premier athletes that are under Cohesive right now.
Okay.
And they're big time guys already. So before they even joined Cohesive, they already had a big platform on social media, got a lot of followers, very known in the football world. So them coming to Cohesive and bringing that, and me doing research and trying to help them get deals has been pretty easy. I'm actually wearing a wristband right now from Rasta Clock. It's a black-owned wristband company. They all just signed deals with them. So we all did. We're all brand ambassadors for the company.
Wow.
So and they did a wristband with Sony Michelle from the Rams, and they have custom wristbands like NBA players and LeBron and a lot of things like that. So they are. Let's see, Jacob and Jed are the only freshmen in the country that really have deals and sponsorships. So they're young, 14, 15, 16, already having deals. The other 3 are big as well, but yeah, they have, they're a little bit closer to college, so it's kind of easier for them. But as far as the other 2, Jacob and Jet, they're young doing it. So the first thing like that is really huge, and this is a big company. So
Okay, so what do you look for when you're looking at an athlete? Like, what are you looking for when you want to sign somebody, or like people like what are you looking for?
Well, besides the talent, because we already know that you can ball, it's definitely your character and how you portray yourself. Under Cohesive, you have to have a strict foundation of yourself and how you want to promote yourself and things like that. So it's really pretty much how you present yourself to me and to others. I'll never accept anyone who you have to second guess about bringing on, about their personality or character. Yeah. So definitely just character. I think that's the main things here.
Yeah. And this is for entertainers as well.
Yeah, definitely for everybody.
Yeah, that's great.
Who is somebody that you would like to manage or represent one day?
That's a good question.
They might be watching.
Yeah, that's
right.
You talking about just anybody?
Yeah.
Anybody.
Your dream person you want to sign, you want to have under the Cohesive brand.
I don't want to say anybody in high school right now. I'm gonna try to keep that as a secret. But somebody in college that I know is Anthony Beavers, my boy Tom.
Oh yeah,
At SC. He and I go way back. He came on my podcast before. That's my boy. But that's somebody who I would definitely see as a Cohesive guy. He's good in fashion. He's a great athlete from LA. Wow. So that's somebody who I would see under the brand for sure.
That's cool. Crazy. So who was the first person you signed? I'm guessing it may be your brother.
Yeah, it was my brother.
Okay.
Yeah, it was my brother. So one day, my dad and I was like, why don't we just cap it off with getting your brother on it first, and him, he's my brother, so of course he's gonna have a little bit more leeway into things like that. But yeah, we were like, why don't we just sign him first and announce it and see where it goes from there. So for the people who don't know that's my brother, they're like, oh, Jacob just got a an NIL deal with this company. So yeah, we signed him first, got him some good clothing. Like I say, he got laced up with a whole bunch of sweatsuits and things like that. Did a photo shoot for him, and he was the first one. And then Kobe and Jet go to Orange. Okay. So they were the big 3 at Orange that carried the team this year. So it was like, well, why not bring the whole big 3 on? So they were down about it. And then the other 2, Scooter and Jet, those are our guys. So that's really how it started. But Jacob was the
I want to talk about too. He's not on the Fab 5, but you have Dwayne Frampton. That's one of the top trainers in Cali and just in the U.S. Really. He's one of the top trainers. So
shout out Framp.
How did you get him?
He's there. So we were talking about this off camera, but I've been knowing Framp since I was 10 years old.
Okay.
Framp used to coach. He coached my brother and all of us growing up at our Pop Warner, Pop Warner program, and then from there is when he really blew up with Adidas. So he was coaching us. So just always having him as a mentor and as a unk. That's what we call him, as unk. He was always just around, just training us, working out, whatever. Free of charge. Like he's like that's my baby. He can always come out and work out. Wow. So we gave him a call one day. He wanted to get back into the football world. He took a break, and he's been getting into it with them, helping them recruiting. He does everything. Like this dude, first day he jumped back in, we already had colleges on the phone following them.
That's cool.
So and they're committable offers. You go around. A lot of people don't know this, but in the sports world, there's a thing called fake offers. And where the coach will say, hey, we're gonna offer you a scholarship, but when it's time for them to commit, they can't commit. These kids, my brother and Jet specifically being freshmen, already have committable offers.
Wow.
Jet is only a freshman. He's already a USC commit, a true commit. So Framp has been helping us a lot in terms of building up Cohesive, but building up the Fab Five as well.
That's
so,
cool.
Yeah, shout out Uncle Framp for sure.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Okay, follow Coach Brown. Now you said that you played sports before, right? Or
I do.
Do you still play?
Yeah, I still play.
Okay, so how has that helped you push forward with the people that you represent?
Yeah, that's a good question. So one thing that my dad always told me was that you have better credibility when you've actually done something. Mm-hmm. So me being a football player myself is what kind of attracts the 5 and the other ones that want to join me, because they know like, hey, this kid can actually ball. He's not just somebody who's like, oh, I want to manage athletes, but he doesn't know anything about football or basketball, whatever it may be. Mm-hmm. So playing football, being a quarterback at that has really helped me a lot. So when others look at me, they're like, oh yeah, he know what he's talking about, because he didn't been through what we're going through right now in terms of our process of getting to where we want to be. Okay. So it's definitely helped a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's real cool. And like you said, not only are you an athlete, but it's kids that I've heard of that you named that are also from your community and stuff like that. Like you named Jordan Anderson, which was one of my old teammates. We played on Inglewood just together.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. So that's really cool. Like how you really like, in a way, it's like you giving back to the community and stuff. You helping them with what they want to do, help them get closer to the NFL, which I think is really cool.
Yeah, and Jordan has a really crazy story, and if you guys ever need somebody to interview, it should definitely be him. Yeah. Like his story for what he's been through, and how he's coming back on top, being a 4-star athlete right now is really crazy. So I love Jordan, man. I love him.
And Kobe, he only being a sophomore, he just committed, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep. He could just commit to Utah.
Yeah, wow, the Utes. That's where my dad went to. I'm just throwing it out.
Oh yeah, he committed to Utah about 2 or 3 weeks ago. Yeah. He's
as a sophomore,
and a committable.
True commit.
Yeah. So we have 2 under 5 right now that's committed. So Jet, USC, and Kobe, Utah. Jordan might come soon. We don't know yet, but he's blowing up right now. So man, everybody in the 5 is doing really good right now.
And for the people that don't know what a true commit is, can you explain that a little bit?
A true commit is when a college coach tells you, or you get that paper, that envelope that says, hey, this is an official offer to our school. Mm-hmm. You can come here today. Yeah. So they're getting at, and there's 9th and 10th graders. You don't really get that until your junior or senior year.
Yeah. Wow. So, which is why that's a big deal for them.
It's only really big. It's a very big deal. So these kids, thanks to Frant, are getting committable offers right now.
Mm-hmm. Wow. So I want to talk about. So I've heard that you have some HBCUs under your belt too. Like, how do you feel like? Do you feel like HBCUs are like having a big impact now on college sports and everything? Because now we have Deion Sanders in there. And then also, I forgot what's the other guy?
Eddie George at Tennessee State.
Yeah.
You want to know a story?
Yeah.
So April 9th, we're all going to be going down to Tennessee State for a visit. Tennessee State actually offered Scooter, I want to say maybe about a month ago. Wow. So we're all going to take a trip down there and see, what was going on with Tennessee State and HBCUs. The boys are very interested in the HBCUs. Like, they're actually willing to go to these schools. Jackson State, Tennessee State, FAMU, the good, really good programs that always got overlooked until now. But we're all going down to Tennessee State April 9th. So
wow, that's crazy.
It's gonna be lit.
Something that I like to ask people was about like the whole pandemic, the COVID thing, and you being an athlete, and you also, like you said, the Cohesive Group was founded in 2017. Mm-hmm. How was that for you, having to sign players while also being an athlete, so everything was kind of shut down?
Yeah, so, and we're talking about this off camera, but the pandemic is what really led me to finding my true love for wanting to be an agent. Mm-hmm. I ended up missing my junior year because of the pandemic. So I missed the most important year of high school football, which led me to graduating early and figuring out, do I want to go to college right now, or do I want to stay and try to figure it out and hope that we'll have a season for my senior year. Mm-hmm. But the pandemic was it was crazy, but that's what led me to want to become an agent. So the pandemic was rough for me as a player, because junior year is your most important year for film and recruitment. Yeah. I didn't get that, but everybody else around the world got their 5 to 6 games for the spring, so they were already getting recruited and had a chance to play. I didn't. So at that moment, I was going to actually quit and stop playing football. I had finished everything I did for school. I was already looking forward to just managing high school athletes and potentially going to college. Mm-hmm. But I actually got the chance to play. I waited it out, got the chance to play at Dorsey, went back just for a semester just because I had to do school. And that helped me a lot, not only in the business world, but also promoting myself as an athlete. Yeah. More college coaches actually started to watch my film and hit me up and, say that, hey, you can really ball and things like that, even though I still had the decision whether I wanted to continue to play or not. They still reached out to me and told me that, hey, you have an opportunity to play at our school. So yeah, man, that's what it is.
Hey, so you gonna play in college too, right?
I am. I don't want to tell everybody where I'm going to college,
Okay.
but
Okay.
I'm going to HBCU. So
I got a question. I just got a question just in general. So like, you gonna be at HBCU, you gonna be at a college.
Mm-hmm.
You're an agent, like you're like an agent,
Right.
So you like how are people gonna be like if you're like signing like other college athletes and you like playing against them and stuff like that? That's gonna be crazy.
So my thing was, and that's what I'm still figuring out right now, is how am I gonna do the travel thing and try to make sure I can be there for my guys as much as possible. Right now I'm thinking maybe just leave maybe like once a month, take a trip with them wherever they go to wherever visit they want to go for college and be with them for that, talk to the coaches, meet them, things like that. But yeah, I'm gonna be very busy. So the team is gonna expand, to assistants and assistant creators of content. I actually have one right now as an assistant. His name's Cissalc, so he works for me. He helps me get a list together of who we want to bring on next. He helped me get my schedule together. He does a lot, so it's gonna expand. It's gonna have to expand by the time I go to college.
Absolutely.
And do you think your business like as far as like the signees and players you have under your belt is gonna expand?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. We've been in a whole deep process of who we want to bring on next, and I say within about a month you'll see about 2 to 3 more kids a part of Cohesive. Big name guys too that already have offers and things like that. So it's only gonna help me and help them as well. Under Cohesive, we also help them prepare for the real world. So we were just actually talking about this the other day at the UA camp, but we want to start helping them with their etiquette and how they present themselves in conversation, doing interviews and things like that, because they're still young, but when it's time to talk to these coaches and stuff like that, and Frank can't be there, or I can't be there, or somebody else, mom and dad not gonna be there, they need to know what to say, what to do, how to move, things like that. So that's some stuff we're working on as well.
Wow. So kind of like media training.
Yeah, media training. Yeah,
That's
media
cool.
training and as well as just living outside world training, because it's it's hard.
Yeah, I think that's really cool that you're teaching kids that, because something that I'm really big on is code switching or having filters, and I feel like being in a young athlete and coming from not the best neighborhood, and it's something that I can relate to, but me just being an actor helped me with the way I talk to people and the way I deal with different people, because everyone's not the same. You can't talk to everyone the same. So I think that's really cool. And, you teaching kids how to talk to people and stuff like that, and how to present themselves. That's really cool.
Yeah, and taking all these trips, man, you meet a lot of different people from a lot of different backgrounds and things like that. So you got to be prepared to take an approach with with respect and things like that.
Wow.
Right. Okay, so when you first created Cohesive, or when you turned it more so into the agency type situation, you laid out some goals, I'm sure, right? So what were those goals, and like how many of them have you met thus far? And if the ones you haven't met, what is your plan to get to them?
Let me see. So some goals that I have for them, of course, was to get the sponsorship deal, the wristband one. We've been working on this one for a minute now. So that was one of the goals. A goal that I do have for them coming up, I would say, is to get into more fashion and more. What I mean by sports, I want them to get into more like the clothing in the sports world. So trying to do something for like an energy drink. Or trying to do something for not necessarily like Nike and things like, because like I said, they're still in high school. In football, I would say is way harder to get than basketball, in terms of getting deals like that and sponsorships. So we're trying to reach out to some energy drinks, see if they can do like some, become an ambassador for them and probably do a photo shoot for them and try to promote their drinks, stuff like that. So yeah, trying to like kind of like fashion, food, things like that. That's what I'm trying to get right now.
Wow, that's crazy. Do you I want the people to know out there, like as an African American male and just in the sports agency like business and everything, like you're making history really, because we have Rich Paul, that's one that's pretty big, but really like you're like coming up, you're really making history.
Yeah, thank you, appreciate it.
We really appreciate that everything you're doing, African American community and everything.
Absolutely, black-owned business.
And speaking of that, you doing all this at such a young age, like playing sports while balancing the whole agency and stuff like that. Who is someone that you look up to that is there anyone that inspires you to keep going and keep balancing both?
Yeah, he said Rich.
Yeah.
So I watch Rich a lot. That's kind of the person who inspired me to want to become an agent, and just seeing how he runs Clutch and there's all these, black athletes under him, and the whole team is black, full of lawyers and just a whole bunch of millionaires that's a part of his team. Man, that's somebody who inspires me a lot. And then as far as just being an athlete in business is LeBron, of course. How he attacks his business as well as being the greatest basketball player of all time.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Make sure
you
we're on
heard
the same
it.
page.
Y'all heard it.
He's the greatest basketball player.
I think it's Jordan. You got him on right now. You got
No,
you
I
got
don't.
him.
You got him
You got the Jordan. You got the
Nah,
Jordan.
man.
But I'm not gonna speak on that because only thing is, here's what I say about the LeBron versus Jordan situation. Here's what I'm saying.
All right, I'm ready. Let's talk about it.
So, okay, when Jordan was playing, right, the moves were different. The way things operated was really different. So I'll say he was definitely a great for sure in his time. Now, to compare him to LeBron is different because LeBron is playing now. Like, I'll say this. There were, for example, nobody was doing all the extra crazied out dunks or nothing like that then. So it's just different. Now I'm not gonna sit here and act like I watch all of LeBron's games, I watch all of Jordan's games.
Right.
They're both amazing players.
No, yeah, facts.
I just don't think it's fair to compare them only because of the different time that they play in. LeBron is definitely the greatest right now, for sure. Yeah, that's
I have a question for you.
Yes.
So, you need.
Jordan also wasn't a billionaire.
But that's
But
a different
LeBron
time.
does all the type.
That's a
he
way
does
different time too.
There's that.
I
I
wasn't
think-
playing at 37.
Yeah, I think if you need somebody to start your franchise right now and take them to the promised land, who are you taking?
LeBron versus LeBron and Jordan.
Thank you.
Well,
Jordan.
LeBron
Jordan
now
had way
because
more
like
health, though.
he does a lot. Like,
Not
he-
LeBron now. No, LeBron, his whole career, and Michael Jordan, his whole career.
Exactly.
You need one person to start up your whole franchise. Who are you taking?
I'm gonna take Jordan.
That's a lot of pressure. That's cap.
I don't know because the thing I didn't follow his whole career. I didn't follow either of their whole careers. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, that's understandable. Y'all let us know in the comments.
Yeah,
Who would y'all
please.
take?
Jordan
Who would
or
y'all
LeBron? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But
Look, bottom line, they're both amazing players. LeBron's doing a lot for the community and
Yeah.
all that good stuff right now. So definitely, I commend LeBron for sure. And he's a billionaire.
yeah.
Or close to.
Yeah, he's close
Yeah,
to.
he's close,
He's
he's
real
close.
close. But LeBron's
That's what
definitely
this
the
is-
greatest now.
yeah.
I think so. He's the greatest.
Yeah.
I just don't think he's better than Jordan overall, like as best of all time. Because you're saying he's the best player to ever pick up a basketball. That's basically what the greatest.
Yeah,
player.
yeah. That's what we mean.
He's the best. He's the greatest player to pick up
Yeah.
a basketball.
Yeah,
All right.
Yeah, all right. Nah, but yeah, that's like, oh.
Okay. I'm looking like I said. I said my piece on that. I'm gonna figure it out. But yeah. Anyways, where were we before
Nah,
that?
that's cool. I mean, where do you see, I mean, so back to, you know what I'm saying, balancing sports and the whole agency thing. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Like, is the NFL the dream goal for you, or are you more on, still want to help other people with their careers?
Yeah, nah, I don't. The NFL has never really been the goal for me, which sounds crazy to a lot of people.
Nah, I mean, it's the truth.
Yeah, no, it's never been the end goal. I'll be 23 years old. The goal is to already have one of the biggest agencies in the world and already be a millionaire.
Yes,
by the
yes.
time I'm 23. That's where I want to be at. I want to have, and my thing is I want to start with the people that I've come up with. So by the time I'm 23 and the 5 are in college getting ready to go to the league, they know that, hey, I already got my agent here with me, and I've been with him since I was 15 years old.
Yeah.
So that's the goal in 5 years.
And they know that they've been with you for so long. They know that you're not gonna play them or do
Nah.
anything.
Yeah.
You guys have a foundation and trust now.
Yeah, and I love that because something, me, you know what I'm saying, like I said, growing up where I grew up from, and me being one of the only kids to be doing what I'm doing now, one thing that I know really all my friends could say about me is that I never switched up.
Right.
And I feel like for, you to be able to say that you want to start with the people you grew up with, the people, you know what I'm saying, who you care about, who you love, it's real. That's real cool, and it's genuine.
Right,
You know what I'm
yep.
saying? It's not, it's no new friends for real. So that's cool.
No, and then on top of that, more people are gonna come up, of course, and
Yeah,
join.
yeah, for sure.
Right.
But yeah, in 5 years, man, I want them to. Hopefully, I can look back and be like, man, they've been with me since 2020, 2021.
Yeah.
I just look back like, yeah, this dude's they've been here the whole time, and now we're just taking it to another level at the league. So. Yeah, the 5 that you see, they definitely will have a great chance of getting into the league for sure.
Yeah.
So let's talk about a little bit about the past and get on a little personal level. So like, where did you play? What was the first like organization you played football for? Who was that?
Like I said, if you grew up in Inglewood, you played football at Rogers Park.
Okay.
So
Grew up there.
I played flag football at Rogers and Darby Park. Yeah, I played flag football there
Every Saturday morning.
Yeah, every Saturday morning. And then I ended up starting from there, and I started playing tackle football for Santa Monica Vikings.
Okay.
That was the first time I played tackle football. Was a must player. If you know what that is in football, that means you only get a certain amount of plays to play.
Yeah.
You're like the backup.
Yeah.
So I played, was hurt when I only got 5 plays at quarterback. And I played behind Justin Martin, who's the UCLA quarterback now.
Justin Martin did.
So, yeah, that was who it was. And I ended up leaving after that and playing for the Nation Titans.
Okay. Bunchy.
Bunchy. It's a lot of kids that came out in Nation Titans.
man.
That was my first year, 9 years old, 9 to 10. Went from there to Inglewood, so played Inglewood for a year. Went back to the Nation. And then my 14th year, I played for West Coast Dolphins, which used to be Linwood Knights. So I was all over the place, but I say when I grew up, I played for the Nation Titans. So.
The West Coast Dolphins, I remember that name. I used to watch all that.
Yeah,
stuff.
Speedy. I played on the team with Speedy,
Okay.
who's about to go to Arizona, one of the fastest dudes in California. Played with somebody named Keontae Ponytail. He's going to Oklahoma.
Wow.
So I played with a lot of college guys, high school, and top dudes growing up.
What was like your most memorable moment in high school? And like, what's your most memorable moment
That is a good question. In high school,
in high school?
it was actually this past season. So I went to Dorsey.
Okay.
And this season was incredible. Like, it was the first time Dorsey had a 10-win season, like, I'd say over 5 years. Stephon Johnson from USC was our head coach, USC legend, went to Dorsey legend. And it was the second round of the playoffs.
Okay.
And we were playing this school named Chatsworth. I call this game the 21 skunk game because we were down 21-0. And we were down 21-0 going into halftime, and we literally came back in the whole second half. Wow. Game went into double overtime, and it was just back and forth. And on fourth, when you get into overtime, there's certain rules. So I think you start at 20 or 25 or something like that. You get a certain amount of plays. Yeah, it was 4th and 21, but in the goal line. So I'm all the way backed up from where I'm supposed to be at. And
Don't tell me you threw a tub.
threw a tub, bro. Threw a touchdown on 4th and forever.
Who was that
Goal.
to? Who was that
It
to?
was to my boy Tamani Hazel.
Okay.
And the play was all messed up because they're sending blitzes. I'm getting sacked every play. And literally the play before that, I got sacked. And it turns out that on the defense, 2 defenders ended up going with the running back, which left him open at tight end. And he caught it. The crowd went crazy. It was before that was controversial. We thought we lost because somebody caught a bomb on us, but they called pass interference. So everybody was like taking their helmets off. They're like, "Nah, it's a flag." Then we coming back on the field. They stopped them on defense. We back off. It was just
a lot.
That's kind of like the Alabama and Auburn game. I don't know if you watched that this year. But yeah, that was crazy.
It was just. Yeah, I'll never forget that. Everybody stormed the field after. It was insane.
Everybody lives for those moments like that.
Yeah.
Athletes, we live for moments like that.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's amazing. But I heard 2 words that I've heard before, but I don't actually know the definition of. So, for the people like me who aren't as fluent in the sports language, blitz and sack. Could you?
Okay, so
define
a blitz
those
is when the defense sends multiple defenders at you that are not in the front 4 or 5 on the line. So the front 7, you can say the whole box, but they were sending like 8 or 9 at a time. And so I was getting sacked, which means they were coming and tackling me before I could throw the ball. So I got sacked a lot of times that game. And it just so happens that the last down was the touchdown. So yeah, that's what it was.
That's tough.
Thank you for clearing that up. Y'all heard it. Y'all okay? Cool.
That's tough. I mean, dang. You really got a lot going for yourself, and it's cool because you're not one of. Well, I don't know. You have a fan base, but it's like you're not one of those big names. I feel like, and it's so we're trying to get more people like that's out there, which is it sounds like you're doing the same. And for people who are trying to do that, helping people or are balancing multiple things at once, what are some things you can tell them and help them with?
Oh man, you gotta really do it for the love.
Yeah.
Like the accomplishment, like the the thank you that you get and everything like that is cool, but you gotta really love what you do.
Yeah.
So I really love helping people and helping my athletes and my clients get what they want, because I know what it's like to not have help from people who I'm expecting to help me reach my goal. And that was in football. That's why I wanted to be an agent so much, because like I miss COVID, and so I'm watching all my buddies get offers and things like that, and nobody's really helping me get my offers, or somebody's telling me like, hey, yeah, we got such and such, and they never text me back. I'm sending my film out. Coach is not getting back to me. Coach is saying like, hey, yeah, we love you, man. We love to fly you out. I'm responding to them, and I don't hear from them again.
Yeah.
They offer somebody else in Georgia.
Yeah.
Somebody that you're better than, and you're like, man, I was just talking to this coach, and they're like, nah, man, we don't got any more scholarships left for you. So that's why it's like, that's why I love helping everybody, because I know what it's like to not get help. So you gotta definitely love what you do, man. You gotta love it.
Yeah, I say that a lot. Like just like I tell people, if you want to do something, like do it because you love it. Like make sure it's genuine, and like you said, you like try to get yourself out there, and it's like you got a lot of no's, and that's the same for being in the acting industry, like doing all these auditions and stuff like that. You get a whole bunch of no's, and that's what I tell people is like in any business or in anything you want to be successful in, you're most likely going to get a lot of no's,
right.
But that's something that you can't let discourage you. And it sounds like you didn't let that discourage you.
If I didn't get any of those no's, I probably wouldn't do
right
right now.
to who you are today.
Yeah.
But I got a question about you're saying like the coaches and everything. So do you think that this new recruiting generation, do you think it's more like how famous you are now? Do you think it's getting to how famous you are instead of like how you can play? Because I'm seeing a lot of people now that are getting offers who are not that good, but
Trash.
they have a big trash, but have a big following.
Yeah.
So what do you think about that?
It's a publicity thing. You gotta have hype, because let me tell you, I ain't gonna say no names, man. I've been at camps as a quarterback in such and such, supposed to be a 4-star, and you put the tape on, and it's like, nah, it ain't, but he got
people that like
12K followers on Instagram. He posting his workout clips, and coaches think like, oh man, he's 6'4", he got an arm. Yeah, nah, turn the tape on. That's why I always say, man, you always got to turn the tape on, because, man, and then they'll get to college, and you'll be like, well, what happened to? He wasn't really that good. So the one thing about the 5, bro, is that they can all ball.
Yeah.
So
I've seen them. Yeah.
That's what it is, man.
So we know they can ball.
Them boys can ball. So
And that is that something like you said, the coaches are looking for, well, not necessarily looking for, but having a following helps in getting offers and stuff like that. So is that something that you're helping with people who don't have a big following, like help get to the next step?
Right. Yeah. So the good thing is that the 5, they already kind of had a huge following.
Yeah.
So they're really helping me in terms of me growing my agency and things like that. But I have, for example, I'll say during the pandemic, I actually held a football workout. Wow. And I wasn't supposed to do that because all the parks were closed and things like that. But we snuck out to Fox Hills Park, and for an hour, we had a videographer, a photographer guy come out and just shot clips. And I had guys out there. I'm talking guys that just wanted to work out because they were stuck in the house.
Yeah.
So I got Devin Kirkwood at UCLA. He's coming out. I got Jalen Daniels, the quarterback at Kansas. He's coming out. Doug Brumfield, quarterback at UNLV. He's coming. I got guys that are coming out.
That was you. I remember watching all these videos. Yeah, that was you.
Yeah, I got some dudes that went JUCO, but it was a camera out there, and I was giving them a platform to show hey, this is what they can do. They came in to work out. They trying to grind. Right. And I just posting. Everybody's watching oh yeah, they still who was that guy? Who was that? So I'm trying to, like I said, I know what it's like to not have help. So for them to just see that I got them out there, brought a camera out, they're like, oh yeah, we about to show out, we can do this and that. They really enjoyed that.
Yeah.
So
It's an opportunity.
It's an opportunity. Yeah, you'll never know who's watching.
Facts.
So that's what it was.
I want to touch base on a little bit of your accolades because on the educational side, you got like a 4.1 GPA. Is that what
Man, I don't 4.8. Well, I did. Well, I finished with a 3.8.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah,
Nah,
but I had a
that's
4.0
good, though.
before, and football kind of made me a little bit tired.
Yeah.
Nah, that's still good. A 3.8.
Yeah.
He's managing to do this agency and still play football. That's really good because a lot of people can't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really good.
And it seems like, although you got a lot going for yourself, like I said, and you still remain humble. Do you think that plays a big part in, no matter what you're doing?
Yeah. One thing my dad taught me growing up was that I say that a lot. He's taught me so much, but one thing he's taught me, man, is act like you've been there before. Like it's when you get, you can probably attest to this because you're an actor, but you see that celebrity in there, you don't want to get too extra, but you gotta see yourself like, I'm gonna be there one day. That's how I always was. I always am when I'm in a room full of millionaires or professionals or famous people. It's like, man, play it cool because you're gonna be there in that position one day. So you want be cool, of course, be respectful and stuff like that, but you gotta see yourself there one day. It just makes you more calm, I see it, it's fly, whatever, but yeah, I see myself there one day. So.
Yeah, that's cool. I definitely had those moments though. It's like that.
I wanna. What was you gonna say?
No,
Not say it.
Okay, I was gonna touch back on what you said about athletes who are not all that great but have a huge following. I feel like that has a lot to do with a lot now.
Yeah, it does.
There's just coming from an actor's perspective, when you go into an audition and you don't have a huge following, but the next person comes in who can't really act but has a huge following and they get that part, it's like, okay. But then you see the work and it's like, okay, so y'all messed up.
Exactly.
But,
It's all politics, but it's just about how you overcome it, how can you get past it. But yeah, it's politics and everything. Sports, media, acting, you guys see it. So yeah, it's politics.
That's definitely relatable. What you just said. Yeah, that hit me.
I want to talk about this big thing that it was on the cover of Sports Illustrated. That's crazy. How was it when you found out you were on the cover of Sports Illustrated? I don't know when it comes out or anything, but where were you and how was that when you found out you're on Sports Illustrated?
It's the biggest accomplishment of my life for sure.
Wow.
Without that, I probably wouldn't have had so many doors open. Shout out to Michael McKnight for finding me and writing an article on me. It was actually in the middle of a pandemic, working out in the garage with two 25-pound dumbbells. Me and my boy was in there just programming, trying to stay fit. And I got a text from Michael McKnight. I don't know how he found my number. Just text me hey, this is Michael McKnight from Sports Illustrated. Hey, wanted to give you a call about the podcast we're doing. Because like I said, I have a podcast as well. So I had a podcast called Quarterback to Quarterback where I interviewed just the top quarterbacks in the country.
That's great.
Malachi Nelson, Noah Fafita, all just 5 stars.
Wow.
Did that on Zoom. And then I started my other podcast on the come up where I just interview young and coming, basically what you guys are doing. But young and coming artists, entrepreneurs, athletes just from inner city LA.
Wow.
He saw that and he saw that I was an athlete too, and he saw that I was a kid who left the private school scene, which is taking over the football world, and went to a public school. Called me. I was excited. Told everybody hey, I'm about to be in Sports Illustrated. I would say it took about a month or two because he was reaching out to everybody else in the community and other coaches and athletes and things like that. And the night before, I got a text, and he was like, "Yeah, I want to connect you to Adam Dorsey. And he's one of the top guys at Sports Illustrated. Whatever. I want you to talk to him." I also did a photo shoot at Dorsey with Kohidro Kino. He's one of the biggest photographers out. He does all this stuff. So I did a photo shoot with him. And I remember just before I published, it was I got a text "Hey, you're gonna be on the cover." I was just wow,
that's crazy.
That's huge.
And the crazy thing is, the day before that article dropped, Joel Embiid and the 76ers played against. I don't remember who they played against, but he was on the cover.
And for you guys that don't know, Sports Illustrated is one of the top sports magazines out there.
Yeah,
it's one of the top magazines.
So
he was on there.
That dropped at 6:00 in the morning. And my dad woke me up, just get up. And the magazine was out everywhere. It was on Twitter. It was just everywhere. So yeah, that's probably the biggest accomplishment. Because without that article, I probably wouldn't have had so many resources and lanes to do what I want. So yeah, shout out to Michael McKnight and Sports Illustrated for that. That was huge.
For sure.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, you talked about earlier when COVID hit and you weren't able to, I guess, to play your junior year in high school, that you dealt with a lot of like no's or a lot of coaches saying stuff to you and just like going off and doing stuff. How were you able to deal with that and switch that into a positive thing for you, or were you able to do that? What propelled you forward?
It was hard. Like I said, it was hard because, like I said, everybody else had those 5-6 games to play. We didn't. So I'm over here like, man, like I know I can ball. I got film from my freshman and sophomore year, both on varsity. I'm like, man, coach is telling me like, yeah, bro, we love your film. Like, send your transcripts in, all this, that. Got great GPAs. And I'm just like, man, I'm just at the house just watching them on TV. Like, Mater Day playing basketball on TV, or, you know, Trinity League school playing, or whoever's playing, I just got to sit back and watch. Like,
Yeah.
it's tough. And then, you know, they post the next night, like, yeah, Bliss said I got an offer from, and I was just talking to that school. So yeah, it was definitely hard. But yeah, without those no's, man, I wouldn't have been like, you know, well, let me go to the park and work out, or let me shoot this podcast and tell everybody what I'm dealing with, or let me start asking Jed and Jacob like, hey, you know, would you guys be interested if I did this, or making more clothes? I wouldn't have had the motivation to do what I'm doing now. So without the pandemic and all those coaches and everybody telling me no, it would have been no agency, nothing.
Wow.
And I say this much, all them coaches gonna look at you now. They're gonna look at you later and be like, oh, maybe we should have.
They know. Like
Nah.
when the coaches, when they talk to Framp and they talk to, they'll be like, yeah, what's up with the 5? Like, oh yeah, I know that he played. You know what's going on? I'm just like, coach, I'm chilling, man. I know where I want to be now and stuff like that. So. I'm just in the background.
Yeah, I got a question too, real quick. Cause I'm an athlete also. What do you think like coaches look for in an athlete, like a football player? Cause you're on both sides. You're on the business side, everything, and as a football player. So what do you think a coach is looking for when they're trying to throw kids the O and give them the offers?
How you present yourself, so your character. They definitely look at your social media platform first. Is he? You know, what is he into? What is he doing? Does he like to go out? Is he quiet? Does he always work out? Is the only thing that he posts is his workouts? Does he have like they look at everything. I would just say do the best to be a good person off of social media. Like, you know, just continue to be the best person you can be. Making sure you're a good student, of course, things like that. But yeah, they just look at how you present yourself. How you present
Guys,
yourself.
take notes. Athletes out there, take notes on.
And entertainers, everyone, and that's why I think it's really important to really watch what you post on social media and stuff like that, especially.
Yeah, because it all comes
Especially
back.
now,
Everything
yeah.
deletes. The internet finds everything.
Yeah.
But that, I think we can go ahead and like.
Conclude it.
Conclude it
Yeah,
for
thank
today,
you so
yeah.
much for
I just
sitting
want
on
to say,
the-
I'm sorry. I just want to say that I'm very proud of you guys. Like, this is my first time meeting all of you guys, but this is really dope. Like, like I said, I have a podcast, and I really don't get the chance to get interviewed. So keep doing this, please, because you're giving a lot of, you know, young kids like myself the opportunity to share their story.
Yes.
And, you know, a lot of times people feel like they don't have that outlet, or they feel like people aren't helping them, you know, share their story and help them blow up. You guys are helping me, but I feel like I'm helping you guys as well.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
you guys are really helping me develop my conversation skills and my name and my brand. So
Yes.
Yeah.
keep doing what y'all doing, man. It's dope.
Sure.
Yeah,
Appreciate
we won't
it.
be stopping anytime soon.
Yeah.
But yeah, as Noah just said, it was an honor. It was absolutely an honor to sit here and have this
Yeah.
conversation with you. You seem like you have a great head on your shoulders. You have a bright future ahead of you. You're a bright
Yes.
person in general. So thank you so much for coming and
Yeah,
talking
for
to us.
sure.
But yeah, that actually concludes this episode of Word on the Street.
Yes.
Thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure you like, share, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff.
Don't forget the name. He's making history. Josh Coleman. Don't forget the name.
Thank
Come
you.
on. Don't forget the name.
Yes.
What she said, like, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell so you always know when we post and make sure you get the noties. So we
Yeah.
appreciate you.
And make sure,
get
yeah.
the merch.
Oh,
the
yeah.
merch.
yes. Oh, yeah.
All
Get
the
the
links will
merch.
be
Get
in
the
the
merch.
description. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
but yeah, Cohesive. We just dropped the website, so
Yeah.
make sure I'm gonna send y'all the link.
Yes,
Yeah,
please. And make sure you follow Cohesive Group as well as Josh Coleman on IG and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you so much for tuning in once again. We'll catch y'all in the next episode.
Thanks for watching.
All right.